Got to start off with an accident review from Houston. Young man got out to the hospital day before yesterday. Accident happened last Saturday. Testing rams, the big rams. The ram was set up upside down, and what they got to do is take that pad eye and pin it off to a double set. So these are the small rams, so they're bigger than what we're looking at in our shop. And trying to put a pin in, a tapered pin. Guy was operating the pump, guy was trying to get the pin in. At some point or another, the pin went in, the pump kept going, and it shot the pin out, and it hit his hand up against another ram that was right there. Split his hand open, had a lot of meat hanging out, is how you describe it. Broke several bones in his hand, messed up his muscles, may not regain 100% use of his thumb. So it's a pretty serious accident. He's in a lot of pain. I mean, it mangled his hand. They didn't put any thought into it in the JSA process. And you know, that's one of the first things we look at. Hey, was this even thought about? They failed to look at it when they got out there doing it. So that's where we wound up. Think about what you're doing. We call that the bite zone, man. Anytime you're in between something that can come towards you, you know, that's a piece of equipment, that's a golf cart, it's anything we're dealing with over here that you don't have an escape, a way to get out of the way, they can get caught in between something. And if you look at the iron we deal with, it's always going to wind up being pretty serious. So keep that in mind, fellas, when you're planning your work, and keep in mind when you get out there and you're looking at what you're getting ready to do that you might have overlooked something. Somebody bring it up if you catch it. The best thing we can do is eliminate the hazard. That other ram wouldn't have been where it was. It still would have hit his hand, but we wouldn't have wound up with him in the hospital, I don't think. We would have considered that lucky. Watch what you're doing. Watch where you're standing. Make sure you're not under something. Make sure that we move out of the way before something comes to see you. On another note, I got the letter back from Workers' Comp Monday, and on the last page is where he starts talking about what he sees, the culture here, what he saw when we were out on this yard, and he wanted to congratulate us on Louisiana having no claims for Workers' Comp so far this year. And I told him we were damn sure going to try and make it that way till the end of the year. So we just renewed our workers' comp, stayed with the same carrier we've been with for 3 years. But good job, fellas. I tell him and I tell y'all, that's not me. That's you guys. That's you doing it. I don't have a damn thing to do with it. I stand up here and try and give you the message. We go out on the yard and try and help you guys in any way we can. But ultimately, it's on what you're doing, each one of you. What's that?
That hand injury.
Yeah, that hand injury goes on workers' comp, but that's Houston. That's not us.
Okay.
This is Louisiana. Versatech has some comp injuries for Louisiana, but this facility right here, Versabar, has nothing. We have nothing but first aids. So that's a pretty tough bill to fill. So far, we're doing it. So keep up the good work. I put workplace violence on the sign-in sheet. It's something that's on our training matrix, and we just need you covered. Give you the short version of it. Workplace violence is now the 3rd leading cause of death in the workplace. So when you think about all the dangerous work we do, the 3rd leading cause of people dying in the workplace now is some idiot coming back with a gun and shooting people. And it doesn't have to be he's going back to where he worked. He might be going to where his wife works, or so we have to be diligent. We joke with one another, fellas, and I think that's good. But I think it can turn to bad real quick. So watch what we're doing. We don't have a big problem over here, but we always need to be diligent. We always need to watch out who's on the facility, and I don't know if you guys ever noticed, but you'll catch us in the parking lot quite a bit. If we see a car pull in that looks like they don't know what they're doing here, we're going to go check it out and see who's here, see if we can help them out. So keep your eyes on what's going on out there. And I think we got a good close-knit group of guys, and we're not going to have any issues over here with workplace violence. Had an upgrade to the grease pit. Guys who work over there, a couple of them have said that we made their world a lot better. I apologize for it not happening any sooner than it did, but sometimes that's just the way it goes. Continue to look for ways to make things better. I think we ordered the door by the burning table over there. We got guys kind of working in a confined space back there with no way to get out if they had to. So keep writing the cards and keep letting us know what we need to do. We're a little bit slow right now, so we're getting the opportunity to do some things. That container out there is going to move the chop saw. We'll have a designated place for the chop saw, and I don't know what else we've got planned for it, but you know, we've got a little time right now, so if you see something that needs tweaking, something that can be improved, certainly let us know about it. Before I get to some input from you guys, we've got an employee back in the mechanic shop, Dustin Navarro, commonly known as Bug. Y'all see Bug all over the yard. Bug's father-in-law, or stepfather actually, after Hurricane Isaac fell off the roof and did severe damage to his frame, wound up on life support. I'm not real clear if they pulled him off the life support or he went ahead and just died on his own. But Dustin's mom's struggling a little bit, so at the end of the meeting we want to try and take up a little collection for Dustin. Try and get him over this rough time. So before we finish, let's take care of that. Somebody from the mechanic shop ready to take up some money? Raise your hand. We're gonna see Big Country, Ian back there with blue hard hat on, and that's where the money's gonna go to. What y'all got, fellas?
You're not sure about what you're doing or how to go about rigging it. Get to somebody. Somebody's gonna help you out and guide you the right way.
If you're not sure about how to rig something, then that's pretty important. You know, if we're just messing with something kind of small, we can probably figure it out, but when it comes to making a pretty decent lift over here, we got to be pretty sure about what it is that we use and how we go about doing it. So if you need to get some help, we can go to the rigging side, and we got all kind of guys over there who will guide us through what we need to do. If it's a big lift, we can go to engineering. We can have engineering figured out for us. Make sure we're using the right thing to do it with. Make sure we got the right people involved in the process, and we'll get it done without any issues. Who else?
We got a lot of new guys on the other side opening the rigging hill. So I noticed they've been coming around and by keep in mind when we got that light on.
Test machine lights on. We're going up on a load. We need to stay far away from the test machine. You guys ask questions. Guys that have been here answer questions. You guys, you can't ask enough questions. Guys that are here answer their questions, and we'll be all right. But we've got to watch the guys. This is new territory to a lot of guys when you look around and you see the orange hard hat. We got to make sure they understand all of our processes. Who else?
We've got a lot of activity going on in the back. Big vertical, a lot of big irons, a lot of work back there. Guys that don't know what's going on, probably never seen the break before. There's a lot of grand action back there.
Back to the far side of the yard toward the fence. What we're actually doing is we're clearing out an area we're going to wind up with another vertical test machine. The plan right now is it's going to be built on tunnel spreaders. It'll be able to accommodate 4 transporters, and we can move it around. It can actually leave this facility and go do jobs in other places. That's the plan right now. That's why we're trying to gain some real estate over there. So if you go back there, everything they're messing with is pretty much in a tight area and is a heavy lift. So if you don't need to be back there, don't go back there. But if you do, be aware of what's going on. I think we're still doing some NDT across the levee. Be aware that that's ongoing. So, you know, drive at a safe speed. Pay attention to where you're going, and you'll always be able to stop before you encounter something that you shouldn't. Who else? All right, fellas, we appreciate it. Ian, y'all see Ian, give him some money. Y'all have a good day.